Years after the smoke cleared from the ruins of Troy, the Greek kings who survived the long war had mostly found their way home. Some returned to triumphant welcomes, others to heartbreak and betrayal. But one legendary figure was still missing: Odysseus of Ithaca, the man whose sharp mind had shaped so many victories. While his son Telemachus sailed home from Sparta, carrying precious news, the gods on Olympus turned their full attention to the hero, still trapped on a distant island, held captive by the nymph Calypso. If you're enjoying this journey through the Odyssey, please take a moment to subscribe and share the podcast with a friend who loves great stories. It really helps us keep bringing these tales to life. Welcome to our journey through Homer's The Odyssey. Today we're diving into Book 5, The Nymph's Island. While his son Telemachus sailed home from Sparta, carrying precious news that his father is alive, the gods on Olympus turned their full attention to the wandering king. Athena stood before Zeus and the assembled immortals and made her plea once more. Odysseus had always been a just and thoughtful ruler, yet he remained trapped on a distant island, held by the nymph Calypso. With no way home, his palace was being devoured by arrogant suitors, and his family suffered without him. Moved by her words, and with Poseidon conveniently absent, Zeus gave the command. He sent Hermes, the quick-footed messenger, to deliver the order: Calypso must release Odysseus immediately. Hermes laced on his winged sandals, grasped his golden staff, and soared over the waves to the far-off island of Ogygia. There, in a lush cave fragrant with cedar and sandalwood, he found the beautiful nymph singing sweetly as she wove at her loom. Flowers and vines framed her home, and clear springs bubbled nearby. It was a paradise, but not for the man who longed only for home. Calypso was not happy to receive the message. She had rescued Odysseus after his shipwreck, nursed him back to health, and offered him immortality and a life as her husband. Yet day after day he sat on the shore, weeping and staring out at the empty sea, his heart fixed on Penelope and Ithaca. Still, she could not defy the will of Zeus. With a sigh, she agreed to let him go. The next morning, Calypso found Odysseus on the beach once again, his eyes full of longing. She told him plainly he was free. At first he was wary, suspecting some new test or trick, but she swore by the gods that she spoke the truth. Together they set to work. Over the following days, Odysseus felled tall trees with a bronze axe, shaped planks, and fitted them into a sturdy raft. Calypso provided tools, cloth for a sail, and generous stores of food and wine. Though her heart ached, she helped him launch the craft beneath clear skies and a steady wind. For 17 days, Odysseus sailed onward, keeping his course by the stars each night. The sea stretched vast and calm around him, and for the first time in years, hope stirred in his chest. But Poseidon, the earth-shaker and father of the blinded Cyclops, had not forgotten his grudge. Spotting the raft from afar, the god unleashed his fury. Storm clouds boiled across the sky, fierce winds howled, and massive waves rose like mountains. The raft shuddered and splintered beneath the onslaught. Odysseus clung desperately to the wreckage as timbers snapped and the sea swallowed his provisions. For 2 long days and nights, the storm tossed him mercilessly. When the winds finally began to ease, he spotted land on the horizon, the rocky shores of the Phaeacians. Exhausted and battered by the waves, he swam toward it, fighting the surf. Sharp rocks lined the coast, threatening to tear him apart, but with Athena's unseen help, he reached the mouth of a gentle river. There, he dragged himself onto the sand, bruised and spent, and crawled beneath a thicket of olive trees. Covering himself with fallen leaves for warmth, the long-suffering hero finally surrendered to deep, dreamless sleep. Odysseus had survived another trial. After years of captivity, he was free and moving once more. Closer to home, though the hardest part of his journey still lay ahead. Telemachus is sailing home with renewed hope and important news about his father, unaware that the suitors are already preparing an ambush at sea. Meanwhile, the focus of the story shifts fully to Odysseus himself. Join us next time in Book 6, The Princess and the Castaway. We'll meet the young Phaeacian princess Nausicaa and watch as divine favor and human kindness begin to guide our hero toward his next steps home.